We're live. You can see that now. Okay. Hello, everyone. So we're back on Wednesday evenings. Thank you. A bit late today. We're starting at 9 plus. So I just wanted to introduce all of you to my friend Liza, who is also a pranic healer. And Liza is hi, Liza. So we're going to be doing this from 9 o'clock onwards every Wednesdays. And Liza is a businesswoman. She's a career woman. She's also a mother of 3 children, and she has a very beautiful family. So this week we wanted to talk about, is there an everlasting love after marriage? And Liza is someone I really look up to because she seems to be doing really well, and I always get really good advice when I have dating problems. So sometimes you guys notice in the talks I never talk about relationships because I'm not a pro. And when I need help, I talk to Liza. Okay, so Liza, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay.
I think I need to introduce you as well because this goes onto my Facebook as well. Yeah. So Atma Sundar.
Yeah.
Yes. A very great guy, I tell you. We can chat for hours. He's a great pranic healer, and also I think you were in 3 businesses before. He's a businessman as well. Yeah, and also a pranic healer instructor. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's what we have. We have that in common, right? That we've both been in business you've run your company for 14 years.
Yes.
And right, yeah. And I had 3 different ones in over 10 years. So we always connect. We have the same basis for a discussion, and that's where we connect a lot on. And then of course, there's the other stuff about pranic healing, about relationships. So okay, and Lisa, you also have a very active lifestyle, right? Outside of career, outside of family, you're also a sportswoman. You also do a lot of things. You also travel, right? So how do you balance some of these things? So of course, when we talk about marriage, you're bringing in your whole life into this, right? It's not just you and your partner, but you have all your hobbies, your activities, your career. How did you even start? Like, how did you even meet your husband?
How did I meet my husband? Okay.
Yeah, how did this start? Because we see the success story today, but the origins is always good as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he was my college mate's brother, right? So he was interested in me. So blah blah blah. End story. Okay. He got me. We got married. Blah blah blah. Okay. And I think when we first started, I did mention to him that I'm a very free spirit type of person. Yeah. So I would. Well, we basically talked about it before we actually dated. I told him that I am not the person that is so tied down. Yeah, I like to do a lot of things. I'm very adventurous. So we got into the agreement that he will give me the space to do what I need to do, right? And actually, we give each other the space to do what we need to do, right? So after marriage, the kids came. Okay, so
Yeah.
but that did not stop us. Also, we go bowling with the kids in the pram. We still yeah, we still continue. Like my friends were asking me and say, you mean you brought the pram to the bowling alley? I said, yeah. Then what do the kids do? They just sleep there.
I like that. I really like that. So I feel that that's key, right? You started off on the right foot. And you said what you wanted at that time. You wouldn't know how it's going to evolve in the future, but at that time you said I'm a free spirit. This is what I want to do. And then there was a lot of trust that you also give each other space, and you don't suffocate each other. Always have to be together, wear matching T-shirts, and Yeah, like you give each other space, and there's that trust that you know, you just need some time, and you need time alone, you need time together. Is this how it is?
Right. Yeah, we started like that also, but it was not like a bed of roses. Okay, it's not like so smooth. All right. We have our fights, we have our arguments. You know, during when we were young, yeah, there were a lot of things to iron out. Not like, you know, you go in and it's perfect all. You know, so once you got married, yeah, I think the thing is, he has a different lifestyle, you know, a different family background, whereas I come from a different one. So when these two merge together, I'm sure there is some, how you call, differences. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best thing is just talk about it, discuss about it, be open about it, and yeah, I think the thing that we got it good was we discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed. Of course, there were arguments. I mean, during the young time, you know, he is quite, how you say, both of us, not only him, my husband and myself, both of us was young, and you know, energy is quite
Higher. Yeah.
so things get exploded also, you know, when you start talking and things doesn't go your way and all that, then things get exploded. But I think over the years we learn to actually mellow that down,
Yeah.
trying to understand each other, right?
Yeah.
Or I think for him, he is more how you say, he adjusts to me. Yeah, it's more for me to adjust to him.
Okay.
Yeah. From the
You,
start.
you've trained him. You've trained him.
So I think I was the one that needed the adjustment, because as
Yeah. Yeah.
then in Pranic Healing, right? When you are in business, your ashna is strong. So when your ashna is
Yeah.
strong, that is where, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes,
You're very willful.
yeah, you are very willful. So yeah, later on, I taper that down and I try to understand, and we come a long way right now. So now it's like, yeah, we understand each other very well.
Now you have a suitable rhythm between
Yeah,
the two of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is
I think
trust.
that's really amazing. Yeah. I like the part that you said, you know, that it wasn't a bed of roses. There is ups and downs.
Yes.
And today there's, you know, a lot of people who are, at least in my generation or younger than me, you know, a lot of people, they feel like, okay, if it's not going my way, you know, even for a few years, then maybe it's not working out. We should consider other options. That seems to be a very popular um, decision, you know, and you know, here you are, you're saying that, you know, even you had all this ups and downs, but
Yeah.
you stuck through it, and you decided to work through it with your husband. You decided to figure out what would work for both of you, get a suitable rhythm, you know, how you balance your energy, you know, even you brought the kids to do stuff with you, right? And there's a way to make things work if you really want to make it work, right?
Exactly. So we tried. I think what we did was we try to understand each other,
Yeah.
where he coming from and where I'm coming from. You know, we try to listen. Yeah. So a lot
Yeah.
of relationship, when argument comes in, we don't listen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the the most I think for many that we try to tell the other person how we feel and we want them to listen to us, but we are not listening to them.
Yeah. This is very true. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it has to be two ways. So when you listen, to them, and they in return they will listen to you. That's what I found out. You know, when I listen to him, I try to understand, and then he would do the same. Yeah. So
a good point on this, right? Like, do you ever come to a stage? So it's good that when you're listening to each other, getting feedback and communicating. Have you ever been in a stage where you feel you're right and you wouldn't want to give in? Like, has this happened, or maybe your husband felt like he's right and he doesn't want to give in, and then has this position ever occurred?
Of course, definitely. I mean, there's always when you feel that you are not in the wrong, you do not want to back up. Yeah. But I find that no matter how, if you are in a marriage, right? No matter who is wrong or right, which I discover later, yeah. But during the young times, I tell you, we were head on. So no matter whether you are right or wrong, the end story is you want to make up amicably, right? So that, you know, both of you do not take this too long, because you have a family, you have a kid, right? So if the issue goes too long, the kids will get affected as well, right?
So eventually what you're saying is that you think of the bigger picture, you think of what's in the best interest of everyone, and then sometimes it's better to be in love than to be right.
You have to take the family and all. It's not you, it's not only him, but it's also with the kids. So yeah, I think we iron that out for the kids.
And so I wanted to link this a bit to the energy perspective of relationships. So in the last couple of years, you've been into Pranic Healing, you understand more about energy, and you've been doing a lot of healing work, getting good results with healing patients as well. So you have this good understanding of how energy works, right? How's that changed? Like, let's say now in your relationship, is it easier if you understood that, you know, maybe the heart chakra is too big, or the solar plexus is overactivated, so I'm feeling a certain kind of way? You know, do you use these techniques? Do you understand different things now in the relationship? Things that are not being said, especially.
Yes, very much. Since I have learned about pranic healing and about chakras and all that, then I think the teaching is pretty good, where I am learning to reflect on. See, so I would recognize which you know, when you are looking at all right, when we are looking at a certain situation, we are able to.
The fan is really strong. I gotta turn it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So where was I? Okay. In certain situation, you know, I recognize that I'm able to look at it in a different angle, and realizing which chakra is activated, and that I'm able to actually look at it, and let's say the solar plexus is the one that is activated, then I just tell myself, oh, this is not what I want. Okay, solar plexus, please keep quiet. You know, this is not, you know, the thoughts that you know, the thought that you talk to yourself, because you recognize it. So but also,
because sometimes it's also transference, right? Sometimes it's not stress in the relationship. Sometimes it's you've just had a difficult day, and then, you know, you've had to become a little bit more willful to sort certain things out. And then when you go home, you're still in that mode. You're still in that very willful mode. And then you don't realize that this, the environment has changed. So you got to realize like, oh, maybe the solar or the ajna is too overactive, and you have to calm that down.
Correct. Then you just have you'll be able to recognize and then you will just have you'll be able to do what you need to do. Like if your ashna is just too activated, you just tap it and tell it to calm down a bit and all that. Yeah, we learn all this technique in pranic healing, and that is wonderful. And also I think it is also one thing that I learned in pranic healing is self-reflection, and I love that very much. I've learned that to do that every day before I sleep. So each day, I will reflect on. So that in turn now have trained me when I speak to my husband, I'm able to be an observer of myself, out when I'm interacting with him. Yeah, that is great.
This is something I never considered. Yeah, this aspect.
Yes. So sometimes
and then it makes it a lot so just now, like when you're saying, you want to be heard, sometimes we're only talking, we're only like we're not listening, we're only talking, right? So when you also observe yourself, you're also listening to what's coming into your system. So whether it's your own words that you've just spoken, or whether it's your husband that's talking to you, like what's actually coming in, you're actually listening now, right?
Yes, right. You're actually really listening, even listening to him. Also, I'm listening to myself. So you'll be able to recognize, let's say, there are certain things that maybe there are certain words that is coming out, and you are able to actually retract it back before you even say it.
That helps a lot.
That helps a lot.
Imagine if like you could, that inner reflection is so good, right? Because like before it comes out, if it didn't match your intention, and that's where most of the problem is. Sometimes we say certain words, but we always hear this in fights, right? That's not what I meant. I said this, but it's not what I meant.
That is the solar plexus, the anger. Not only reflection, but I think it is good to give both of us some space for ourselves as well. Though we are married or in a marriage, but we also need some, downtime, to ourselves, the me time sometimes, or you need to go out and do something on your own and all that. That will give also us some, not so stressful, as in you are at work all the time, and then you come back, you have to do things, take care of the household, or take care of the kids, or cooking or anything like that. So if you take time off for yourself, I think that would also help us to manage our mental state as well. That's how.
Right. So that's where we started in the beginning of this chat, that you said you have time for yourself, and you also have time with your partner, with your family. That time alone gives you the space, makes it a bit easier to disconnect and reflect, right? And then you come back in, and you try to make it better, and every time you're working at it, right?
Yes, correct. It's never ending, I tell you. This is like, you are working at it all the time, even till now. Okay, I'm still reflecting. I'm still, looking at. We are making it. Sometimes when I get stressed, things would your words will come out not very pleasant, but you will know how to say sorry after that. If last time, I don't think I would say sorry.
Actually, that's a big part too. Like, you've been married for over 20 years, right? 25 years?
I think.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. My oldest is at 22 now.
Okay. Okay, let's say more than 22 years. Okay. And I think that's a big part, right? Being when you listen, when you really listen, and maybe not immediately, but within the next few days or the next week, you're able to say sorry. You're
Yeah.
able to say sorry, and you're able to move on. I think that's a huge part about relationships, that most people don't back down on their ego.
Yeah. Not only say sorry, but also the most important is when you say sorry, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So the intention of also, it really is, I really am sincerely apologizing.
Yes. And do not bring up whatever that is already the past. That's the
Yeah.
most
If it's settled, move on.
the arguments, right? You like to say, oh, last time, you did this, you said this, and then the story goes on, then you get grandmother's story, grandfather's story, and all the stories
But
being done.
I have to ask, so this is something that, so, when we're reflecting and we're thinking about it, there is some element of nobody knows how to live life. Nobody knows how to have a perfect relationship. It's a work in progress, right? Every day it's a work in progress. So you're also building up of the previous things. If both partners are honest with each other, then it's very easy to build on the future. But, for some people, and they sometimes, the partners will tell them something, and then they'll go back and say, but last time you told me this, and I'm working off that information. And then, what about people in this kind of situation? They say like, okay, last time, they told me this, and I'm working based on that information. And then now I'm being told it's no longer true, or don't bring up the past, or how's that?
Well, to me, is there is no point working on the past. Whatever is already been said or has been done,
Yeah.
you have to work on what it is now. Because you bring up the past is only going to make the situation even worse,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you just have to look at the situation right now, regardless whatever the past. If let's say the person say, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to repeat it," you just, if you're going to bring up and say, "Oh no, last time you promised me you didn't," and you didn't keep that promise and all that. So these stories will go on and on and on.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So there is no ending to it. So what's the point of even talk out, right?
Yeah.
So to me is the most important thing, okay? If the person said sorry, sincerely they said sorry, if you are able to accept that, right? And the person will actually take the trouble to change.
Yeah.
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 And if it repeats again, you can just, to me, how I approach this, let me think. If the situation comes up again, the same matter, all right, so you can just make it short and say, the other time we discussed about this, and this was, agreed upon. Can
Yeah.
we carry that on now? Can we
Yeah.
practice that, from now onwards? I mean, there is many ways on how you can put through things and move forward, rather than going back and say, oh, you said this, you said that, you promised this, you promised that,
Yeah.
and all that.
Because do you feel like, because there's also this how to say, like, this cloud of things that sometimes things that were not fully finished in the previous argument, and then it's still like lingering around either in the chakras or in the aura. And then when we do healing, we sweep out a lot of these things that are when we do healing. Sorry.
Psychotherapy is fantastic for
Yeah,
that.
right. So that's what I was thinking. Like, sometimes there are a lot of things that we feel. There's just the energy of the situation or the conversation or the energy of the relationship. We feel it, but we can't say it because we don't have the right words. And then it lingers. And after some time, you see one of the persons would explode in the relationship, right? Because it's just been festering, it's just been suppressed for so long. Suddenly a volcano comes out, and then you go like, oh my God, where did this come from? And then I feel like in pranic healing, a lot of these things can be removed, especially when people sincerely want to work on their relationship, but they don't know how. Like, healing really helps with this. Have you encountered this in your clients or your personal life?
Um, even, yes, with clients and also for myself, because I practice this on myself as well,
Yeah.
right? Well, you see, the healing starts from within, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are a lot of things that is embedded inside where I find that at times nothing triggers it, it will not jump out. Okay, so
Truth. True.
so when certain things triggers it, when it resonates with that situation, then this whatever feeling that you have inside, the anger or the frustration or whatever that is inside, it will come out, right? So when I learned pranic healing during the initial part, I did a lot of self healing on myself,
Wow.
a lot of self healing. So I was looking at this as it is a knowledge that I can use for myself. It is a knowledge that I can um, how you say it, use it for not only me but for my family. Yeah,
Yeah.
because when I heal myself, actually the whole family changed, the environment
Wow.
changed. Mom,
Yeah, you mentioned this to me. Yes, you've told me this before, that
yeah,
even practicing like the meditation on Twin Hearts, you started noticing that everyone's becoming a little bit more
yes,
understanding, a bit more compassionate, more tolerant, more giving, right?
yes. The environment, the whole environment changed. You
And
know,
that's only from your effort, right? Not even other people in the family doing it. It's just you. It's just you. You've already changed your surrounding, right?
yes, right. So that's why I'm encouraging my husband to do the twin heart, yeah, now, and also he's going to take up pranic healing as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think this skill that not only that you learn about healing, but
Yeah.
you learn about how do you um, how do you enjoy life actually, to an extent where you actually enjoy life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you you
Yes.
you see, buying things is just a temporary satisfaction you get.
Mm.
But when you heal yourself, when everyone surrounding you is in such a good harmony, right? I feel that that is really enjoying life.
Yeah.
Means
You can't go to Tesco and buy this, right?
no, you
There's no, yeah. You can't get it on Shopee or on Lazada. There's no,
it's really a good. I find it, to me actually. I find it is really a good skill to have, and the knowledge is really empowering. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
When I was practicing the healing, when I was learning, right?
Yeah.
So each time, then my daughter will cook, right?
Yeah.
Then I will be in the room, and then each time she will run in, "Mommy, please heal me," because the oil was splattered onto her hand, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things that, yeah, you can just heal your family members, yeah,
Yeah.
um, as and
And
when needed, which is
yeah.
really how you say, the knowledge is tremendously
So I like this part that we're talking about relationships and about healing and now also about bonding with your children. Like, it adds something a bit more in the relationship where, sometimes with parents and children, when they reach even for me, like when you reach a certain age, you kind of lose a little bit of that connection. When you become an adult, you lose the connection with your parents.
yeah.
And because I think the learning curve has changed, right? For different generations,
Mhm.
we're at different stages of life, so you're learning different things, and then there's a bit of a gap. But with healing, like everybody starts at zero, and then you're making your progress, right?
Well, you see, in marriage, a lot of parents doesn't realize that when you love your kids, right? You need to teach them to fish
Yeah.
rather than giving the fish to them. A lot, right?
Yeah.
Parents that you love the kids, you want to provide the kids and all that, but at the same time, if you are giving them too much of, if you keep on feeding them, then they will not know how to feed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm taking, then I won't be able to think. If a situation comes, they won't be able to be innovative. Yeah. So my approach with my kids is you try to solve the situation. If you can't, then you come, we talk, right? I
Yeah.
question, or let them do it first, and then if you look at it that they done it, whether it's in the right way or there is a better way to do it, then you make a suggestion. At least make them think.
Yeah.
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 So when everybody is in harmony like this, you don't have to shout at them. The kids are, I'm telling you, the kids nowadays are very smart. Okay. You don't shout at them. Just
Yeah.
talk to them as adult. Yeah,
Yes, it does. Yeah.
yeah. So
And coming back to relationships, right? When you were talking about healing,
kids now.
yeah, yeah. Maybe we should do it because I think this is a big topic as well. I definitely need to learn from. I don't have kids, so maybe we can do this next week on kids, on raising kids, right? But coming back to relationships, I like the part about you said when you do your meditation, you change your surrounding, and also when you do healing. To me, it sounded like that quality of life is also about your uptime and your downtime. So there's always going to be times that you disagree because everyone's figuring out how to move forward. And if you disagree, sometimes there's friction, there's some downtime. If you can do healing to remove some of this, and then you reduce the downtime as much as possible, and you get to enjoy that quality of life, the uptime a lot more, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
let's say, if your husband is angry and he doesn't want to listen, so just go in the room and just do some, make the heart
Yeah.
chakra a little bit more bigger, solar plexus a bit more small.
Yeah, I need to do this when I start having a relationship. I need to learn. I need to do this for her. Yeah,
Yeah.
for myself also. Like, yeah, I'm learning from you. Like, it's not only doing it on the other person. I also have to do it on myself. Like,
Yeah, I do it myself as well. Sometimes when I get angry, I mean, we are human, right? We are not
yeah,
sometimes situations and all that. When you get angry, the first thing you do, just cleans up your solar plexus, and
yeah.
just
Takes like 5 minutes, right?
then you're fine already. After that, then you say, oh, that wasn't a big deal, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You become level-headed, right? You lose that surrounding like animosity and that worry, that anxiety. All that goes away, and then you're a bit more level-headed, right?
Yeah, and you have more clarity to look things as it is.
Yeah,
So there is no anger in the story. There is no past in the story. There is no future in the story. You just look at it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're really right. But I've noticed that when it comes to heated discussions, not only in relationships, but in a lot of aspects of life, right? People tend to pick on one point, and then you feel yourself like you're honing in, like you're just trying to target that one thing to break the person down or to prove you're right. Like the whole conversation is now based on this one point, and being able to clear that and having the level-headedness like gives you like, okay, let's look at other perspectives also, not just, oh, you said one wrong word and I'm going to punish you for this.
Right. You'll be able to look at it at a different perspective. You'll be able to put yourself in the other person, what the other person is trying to tell
Yeah,
you, what he's trying to trying to explain
yeah,
to you. Because when you have one point that that you are concentrating. You are concentrating only at this point, and you when you are angry, you're just looking at here, and you are not looking at the surrounding. You know, you'll be
And
just
the whole thing, right? Yeah.
yeah, you just no, you said this, you know, you'll be on that topic for very long, you know. So I think in a relationship, if we are able to look at things from different angle, we are able to you know, be in the shoe of the other person, yeah, trying to understand what the person is trying to tell us. And then if we feel that there is
Yeah.
something that we need to speak, you know, you can just speak. You see, the most important is when you are with friends, you know, you respect them, you know. But when you come
Yeah.
home, that is a different story. When you talk, right? When you are with friends, then you be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, you talk very nice and it's very polite and all that. But when you go home, what are you? You know, you know the words that you use. So I think that the most important is, though you are married, respect each other.
Yeah.
You got to respect each other. You have trust. You got to give space to each other. You know, you need to have you know, if there's any friction, talk it out. Don't keep it too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Don't let it fester and spiral out into other factors, right?
especially if you're a pranic healer, then just straight away do your whatever
Yeah.
you need to do. Then after that, talk it out. That's the most important. Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been really good and really thank you. I love this. I want to do this every week with you because yeah, you're awesome. I really, you know, when we start talking, because one of the things I really like is that you have very well-rounded perspective, Lisa. Like it's not just a housewife, it's not just the domestic part of life. You also, you know, have your hobbies, your activities. You also have kids. You also have a business. You're also a very industrious person. Like it's very well-rounded advice. You're not just looking at it from, okay, I'm just my husband's wife, you know, and I'm just looking at it from here. I really love this, you know, when you talk about relationships and talk about family, when you talk about work, when you talk about life goals, like, you know, it's nice. It's really nice to listen to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. I mean, because you have such I mean, I have such a life that I've gone through from young till you know, with my husband and my kids and all that. Right? Yeah, we learn from each other. We learn. I even learn from my kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
learning is a never ending. It's a process that is, you know, ongoing all the time.
And I think that answers the question as well for the topic today, right? That is there an everlasting love after marriage? It's an ongoing process.
Well, everlasting is up to you whether how you want
Yeah.
to. So how you want to be, how you want to. Actually, it's very important to remember one thing. How you want to be treated? That is how you treat.
Yeah. Wow, that's a nice way. Let's end it here. That's a really beautiful way to say it. How you want to be treated should be the way you treat others.
Yes, the
Yeah.
same with husband or wife. You know, how you want them to treat you, you treat them the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
love them the same. You want to be understood, understand them first.
Yeah.
So this is also thanks to Grandmaster Cho's
Yeah.
teaching. Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. A lot of these techniques are from Master Tra.
right.
And okay, so you know, if someone wanted, you know, this is going to be on Lisa's page as well. Lisa's page is called Prana Life Thrive Center. And you know, yeah, if you feel like, you know, there's something going on in your life and you need someone who has been there and done that and understands how healing works and can help you with your relationships, you can feel free to drop her a message on her page, or you know, you can drop me one as well. I'll connect you with her, and we look forward to your comments. Right, we'll be on again next week, so you know, if you want to Next week, we might open up the Zoom for other people to join us as well. If you want to be in on the conversation, you want to leave us some comments, right? Yeah, just keep checking back on this page. And then next week, Wednesday, we'll see you again. It'll be 9 o'clock onwards next week. Yeah.
All right. That's great. Thanks, Sundar. Thanks so much for having
Thanks, Lisa. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.